Mike. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Today, we are reading the Nectar of Instruction, and we are on Shloka 1. So we will continue from here. Let first offer the prayers to our acharyas. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशात देशतारिणी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायते गिरि यत्कृपातहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय
जय।
So Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
who likes to sing the shloka?
Yes.
So like one by one, everyone can sing. Okay, everyone should get opportunity. No.
Awesome.
Should I start first?
Yes, Mataji.
वाचो वेगं मनसः क्रोध वेगं जिह्वा वेगं उदर उपस्थ वेगं एतान् वेगां यो विषहेत धीर सर्वम् अपि मां पृथ्वीं सशीर्षात्. Hare Krishna, one by one everyone can recite. Or should I, like, if you are not comfortable, like, and I will recite for next 2 to 3 times, you can repeat.
Mataji, can I?
Yes, Mataji, yes, Prabhuji, everyone.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udara upastha vegam hitan vegan yo visheheta dhira sarvam apim prithvim sashishat.
Hare Krishna. And like when Prabhuji is singing, na, like other can sing in their mind, okay? Hare Krishna, Sarita Mataji, Rasa Sagara Prabhuji. Like one by one, like everyone should recite, na? So we will practice here.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Vacho vegam manaso krodha vegam jihva vegam udaropasti vegam etan vegan yo visha etadira sarvam api mam prithvim sashishyat. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam जिह्वा वेगम् उदरूपस्थवेगम् एतान् वेगान्यो विषहेत धीरः सर्वाम् अपि मां पृथिवीं सशिष्यात्.
Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to recite?
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jihva vegam udara upastha vegam etan veganyo vishaheta dhira sarvam api mam prativim tashishyat. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udarupastha vegam etan veganyo visaheta dhiraha सर्वमपि मां पृथिवीं सशिष्यात्
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam. Jivva vegam udarapastha vegam. Etan veganyo vishaheta dhiraha. Sarvam api mam prativim sashishyat. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam. Jiva vegam udar upastu vegam. Eta vegam yo vishesh dhira. Sarvam opimam prithivam cha sishyat. Sasishyat.
Hare Krishna, Jivan Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna
Recite?
Mataji.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Uh,
Mataji.
everyone.
Jivan Prabhu, you can start, then like Narasimha Prabhu can recite.
Okay.
Hare Krishna
Vacho
Mataji.
vegam manusha krodha vegam. Jiva vegam udara pustha vegam. Etan vegam vishashata dhira. Sharvang apinam prithiving shashishyata.
Hare Krishna, Narasimha Prabhu, you can
Hare
recite now.
Krishna Mataji. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam. Jiva vegam uparodhasta vegam. Etan vegan yo visaheta
Vishaheta dhira
dhera
sarvam.
sarvam apimam prithvim sa sisyat. Hare
Sishyat.
Krishna.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Murli Prabhu.
वाचो वेगमनसः क्रोधवेगं जिह्वा वेगम् उदरोपस्थवेगम्
मैंने बोल दिया।
वेगान्यो विसहेत धीरः सर्वामपि मां पृथिवीं सशिष्यात् हरे कृष्ण
Thank you. Hare Krishna, anyone remain like to recite?
Hare
Or
Krishna
we can.
Mataji, make me
हरे
host
कृष्ण
Mataji.
माता जी हरे कृष्ण
Yes,
माता जी
yes. Yes, Prabhu.
वाचो वेगं मनस क्रोध वेगं युवा वेगं उदरभुपस्थ वेगं एतान् वेगान् यो विषहेद धीरा सर्वं सर्वं
Sarvam apimam
सर्वम् अभिमां
prithvim
पृथ्वीं
sashishyat.
शासिष्य
Hare Krishna. So yes, like we will do first recap. So yes, what is a translation? A sober person who can tolerate urge to speak, mind's demand, and the actions of anger, urges of a tongue, belly, genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world. So we have to tolerate. And like when we have this kind of urges, like we can recite this shloka. Like when we recite the shloka, we get mercy from the Srila Rupa Goswami. So we can easily control. Okay. So yes, like this purpose begin with the discussion between the Parikshit Maharaj and the Sukhdev Goswami from the Canto 6. So yes, like he was asking very intelligent question. Like the one of the question he asked, like then why people undergo atonement if they are not able to control their senses. So atonement, like without controlling senses, is useless because like we can see, like if a person is arrested and like he get the punishment inside the jail, then also when he come outside, then also he start the again start the stealing. Then what is the use of this atonement? So like yes, then what we see, like there are three kinds of people. First is a more intelligent. This more intelligent person can gather the experience from the hearing from the law books like a shastra. And like a less intelligent person, like get experience get the intelligence the through the experience or by the seeing. And the foolish and rascal, even after getting many experiences, they do not get the intelligence, or like they don't get the idea, like he should stop stealing. Even after getting into the jail many times, he continues to steal. And yes, Parikshit Maharaj says, then he compared this kind of atonement to the elephant bathing, Punjera Sauchat. Why it is compared to like that? Because like elephant take very nice bath in a river, but as soon as he come on the bank, he throws all the dirt over his body. Then like why like then similarly, like we practice the Krishna consciousness, we chant the Hare Krishna, but like we commit all this commit all the sinful actions, like we commit all the forbidden things, like we don't follow the four regulative principles, we don't follow the orders and instruction of spiritual masters. So And it is the seventh offense to holy name, to commit sinful activities on the strength of a holy name. And it is also known as a namo balat yasya hi papa buddhihi. So yes, like this is a sinful. So we shouldn't commit the sinful actions on like and on other hand like chant Hare Krishna. And like it is also compared na? Like Christian go to the church on the Saturday and they pray to and like they confess to the priest, okay, whatever sinful reactions they did, and like they confess and they think like by confessing and they all reactions to the sinful activities get nullified. But like when a Sunday comes, when a Monday comes, they start doing the same sinful actions, and like they think, oh, they will again go in a church at Saturday and they will confess, and all sinful reactions uh, get nullified. But what is the use of such atonement, and what is the use of such confession? Because it is compared to the elephant bathing, you are again getting full of dirt. And like many people go in a tirthas, like where they where they dig the holy dip. So yes, like your sinful actions like get erased or get burned into the ashes when we are to take the holy dip. But like this like our real purpose is not to wash away all the sinful reactions, but is to we have to wash away the mindset of a do or of committing sinful actions again and again. So we have to give up this mindset to commit this sinful actions. Okay. And yes, what the Rupa Goswami is saying, a sinful activity cannot be counteracted by the pious activity. So yes, like we yesterday we see the pious activity account and impious activity account, they are independent of each other. So we cannot like counteract the pious activities. So yes, like and the real prayaschitta, like so today we will going to learn the real prayaschitta or atonement is to awaking the dormant love for Krishna and awaking our dormant Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, who wants to read? Like everyone should read at least one paragraph. Okay, so we have to
Hare
start
Krishna
with the real
Mataji.
atonement. Yes,
Shall I read?
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes, Srila
All glories
Prabhupada
to
ki
Srila
jai.
Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Real atonement involves coming to real knowledge, and for this, there is a standard process. When one follows a regulated hygienic process, he does not fall sick. A human being is meant to be trained according to certain principles to revive his original knowledge. Such a methodical life is described as tapasya. One can be gradually elevated to the standard of real knowledge or Krishna consciousness by practicing austerity and celibacy, brahmacharya, by controlling the mind, by controlling the senses, by giving up possessions in charity, by being avowedly truthful, by keeping clean, and by practicing yoga asanas. Yogasanas. However, if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee, he can easily surpass all the practices for controlling the mind by the mystic yoga process simply by following the regulative principles of Krishna consciousness, refraining from illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. And by engaging in the service of the Supreme Lord under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, this easy process is being recommended by Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So yes, so now we are moving towards the real atonement. Like how real atonement comes by taking the real knowledge. And what is the real knowledge? That is a Krishna conscious knowledge and the knowledge from the Shastras. Okay, not a material knowledge. So like to get the real knowledge, we should follow the standard process. And like like when we are very regulated in hygienic processes, like we are taking bath, like we are taking care of everything, we are uh, we are changing our clothes every day. Like everything like hygienic we are maintaining, then like we are not going to fall sick. So like the human life, like here is one word that human being is meant to be trained and according to the certain principles to revive his original knowledge. So like yes, like we have to train ourselves. And like yes, like in human, like Srila Prabhupada used to said in many in his morning walk statements that like human life is for tapasya. And like boys, please prepare yourself for a tapasya. So tapasya, austerity we have to do, and like this austerity and tapasya, as we say, like for following four regulative principles and like chanting the 16 rounds, and yeah, like this austerity is for taking out or snatching time for your Krishna consciousness from the material activities. Okay, and like yes, like if you are doing the tapasya for one day, like you are not next day you are not going to be a pure devotee, because the process like they like one can be gradually elevated to the standard of a near like real knowledge. So like it like you have to be patient, and like what we learn the word kalena in a Raj Yoga means like if you are following all the instructions of Prabhupada, then with the time like you will become a perfect. But you should have the patience, you should have faith in Srila Prabhupada, you should have faith in Krishna. So like yogas, in a yoga there are like many things na, like for practicing austerity, like you have to do the brahmacharya or celibacy, then you have to control your mind. Like all these processes are artificial in yoga system. You have to control your senses by refraining from the sense objects. Then like you have to give up all the positions in a charity, and you have to go on a Himalaya or some sacred place, and you have to stay there, and like you have to be awfully truthful, and like by keeping the clean and practicing yoga asanas. So like all of these things you have to do, but like by simply association of the pure devotee you can surpass everything. And you will say like how we can get the association of pure devotee. We are reading Srila Prabhupada books, so we are getting association of a pure devotees. And like when we are following instructions of a Srila Prabhupada, then we are already associating with the Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so we can surpass all of these things simply by following four regulative principles. Like what are the four regulative principles? Anyone who would like to say? Hare Krishna.
Grim principle, Mataji. No gambling, no relationship other than wife, no intoxication, no meat eating.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
so we have to follow these four regulative principles very strictly. Like we don't have to eat meat. It also contain onion and garlic, because in like when we go in a shastras, na, like onion and garlic are considered as a tamasic, and like they are also considered as a non-vegetarian thing, because like they are arise from the some blood and the bones of Rahu and Ketu. And like in other like women also take some part from the offerings, like from which like the cow is going to uh, cow is going to come. So like yes, it is onion garlic is also considered as a non-veg, and it is tamasic. So meat eating also contain like giving up the onion garlic, and also the masoor dal, because it contain very high protein. So like on other hand it is also considered in that way. So second is the intoxication. It also includes the tea and coffee. Why tea and coffee? Because it contains the caffeine, and which is very addictive. You can see now like people have this urge, so I want a coffee, I want a tea, otherwise like they start like getting the withdrawal symptoms also. So these are very addicted. So in Krishna consciousness you are not addicted to anyone, like you have to addicted to Krishna. And like I think in the last Bhagavatam class, Nama Prabhu said like the people like get attracted to the most of the people get attracted to the smile of a woman, and like some people get attracted to the smile of women. So like I will get attracted to the smile of a Krishna. So yes, attraction is a common, but like for what we are attracting, that is more important. So we should everything we should like attach attracted to the Krishna, other than nothing. So like we have to give up this all kind of intoxicants. Then a gambling. So yes, we don't do the gambling. It also comes na like a one day profit, like the shares they hold, like but long term investment we can do in a share market also. So like, and by engaging in the service to the Supreme Lord under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. So yes, like what is the easy process recommended by the Srila Rupa Goswami is like you have to follow the four regulative principles, and you can follow these four regulative principles easily when you engage your senses in the service to the Supreme Lord. And like we don't have to do the service whimsically, na. we have to do under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master. And that's why like it is very important to take the initiation, and it is very important to take the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. And like until and unless we take the shelter, like our real spirituality is not started, our real spiritual life is not started. So yes, like, and for taking diksha na, like you need to be a very like you need to be a very strict. Okay, from today diksha means like from today, like whatever I like, whatever I dislike, or whatever is my comfort and whatever my discomfort, I don't think about, I don't have to think about it, I simply have to follow the instructions of my guru. Okay, so yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you can go further. Who wants to read? Vinod Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. First, one must control his speaking power. Every one of us has the power of speech. As soon as we get an opportunity, we begin to speak. If we do not speak about Krishna consciousness, we speak about all sorts of nonsense. A toad in a field speaks by croaking, and similarly, everyone who has a tongue wants to speak. Even if all he has to say is nonsense, the croaking of the toad, however, simply invites the snake. Please come here and eat me. Nevertheless, although it is inviting death, the toad goes on croaking. The talking of materialistic men and imperialist, impersonalist, Mayavadi philosophers may be compared to the croaking of frogs. They are always speaking nonsense and thus inviting death to catch them. Controlling speech, however, does not mean self-imposed silence. The external process of mona, as Mayavadi philosophers think. Silence may appear helpful for some time, but ultimately it proves a failure. The meaning of controlled speech, conveyed by Srila Rupa Goswami, advocates the positive process of Krishna Katha, engaging the speaking process in glorifying the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. The tongue can thus glorify the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. The preacher of Krishna Katha is always beyond the clutches of death. This is the significance of controlling the urge to speak. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So yes, like the first one, he said na, like vacho vega means we have to control the speaking power. And like everyone wants to speak when there are like 4 or 5 people, and like when they are discussing, like we have the desire na, oh, I should speak and everyone should listen. So like, and we also like if someone is gossiping, we also go there and we also start the same. So we don't have to do this, like, because why, like why this one analogy is given here, like like when we are not speaking na, like when we are not speaking the Krishna Katha, then anything, everything we are speaking nonsense. Why it is called nonsense? Because like when we are speaking the Krishna Katha, we will get liberated from the cycle of birth and death. And when we are speaking anything rather than Krishna Katha, like we are we are going to bound in the in this we are going to entangle in this material world. And like we also see now, like by association, desire and habits come. So when we are associating with the too much material people, and like who are always gossiping, you will also having the same qualities. So like we have to be very choosy about the association. So yes, and so we don't have to mix with the too much material persons and the impersonalist Mayavadis, and they are compared to the croakling of a frog. And what is this theory, what is this analogy of a croakling of a frog is that, like toad in a field speaks by the croakling. And similarly, everyone who has the tongue want to speak, even he has to say anything nonsense. The croakling of a toad, however, simply invites a snake. So like when a toad croaks, so he is inviting a snake. Oh, please come here, eat me. So yes, like so when we are speaking anything than Krishna Katha, then it is compared to the croakling, because like we are inviting the people, and like we are inviting their desires, we are inviting their material things. And like in the Shastras, there is also statement, by eating more and speaking more, your lifespan is going to reduce. But like when you are speaking the Krishna Katha, your lifespan is going to increase. Okay. So like, And like some people say like, okay, I'm not going to speak anything, and they they self-impose the silence, means they do the Mauna Vrata. But like Rupa Goswami said, like you don't have to do this self-imposed silence. Like you have to engage in a positive process. So what is the engaging? What is meant by the engaging in a positive process? That when you are opening your mouth, you have to do the Krishna Katha, and like you have to engage your words in the speaking, and the glorify the Lord's glory, and glorify the Supreme Lord. And he also said, "Na, the preacher of a Krishna Katha is always beyond the clutches of the death." So, and like this is the significance of a controlling the speaking urge. So here we can take the conclusion that, like, okay, when it comes to speak, we don't have to speak the material things, we don't have to gossip, but we have to glorify Krishna, and we have to speak the Krishna Katha. Then only we can be free from the death. And speaking Krishna Katha or preacher, it doesn't mean that like you only have to conduct the classes and then you have to become a teacher and then you have to speak. Like general conversations, even they are going, like you have to connect everything with the Krishna. Even like the material people start speaking, you have to connect everything to the Krishna. And like we have to keep the connection very, like when people are so like very materialistic, they are Mayavadis, they are atheists, then like only like whatever work you have, like you have to speak for that time only. You don't have to unnecessary like associate with them. Okay. Hare Krishna, who wants to read?
Hare Krishna. Can I, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The restlessness or fickleness of the mind, Mano Vega, is controlled when one can fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. The Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 22.31 says, Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andakara Yaha Krishna Taha Nahi Mayara Adhikara. Krishna is just like the sun and Maya is just like darkness. If the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. Similarly, if Krishna is present in the mind, there is no possibility of minds being agitated by Maya's influence. The yogic process of negating all material thoughts will not help. To try to create a vacuum in the mind is artificial. The vacuum will not remain. However, if one always thinks of Krishna and how to serve Krishna best, one's mind will naturally be controlled. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So yes, so in the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is stated, Krishna Shunya Sama Maya Haya Andhakara Yatan Krishna Tata Nahi Mayara Adhikara. So Krishna is like a sun and Maya is like a darkness. When there is a sun is present, then there will be no darkness. So similarly, when inside our mind, when Krishna is present, then there is no possibility of mind being uh, agitated by Maya's influence. So, like, yes, at every time we have the two choice. Now we can choose between Krishna and we can choose between the Maya. So when we choose the Krishna, like then there is no then Maya is not going to be there. But like we choose Krishna, but we don't choose Krishna all the 100%. We don't give all our 100% to the Krishna. That's why Maya get the little chance. Like like yes, like we are not taking tea and coffee, but you say, oh, like what if there is nothing to eat, then yeah, if there is nothing to eat, then I can take the tea. So we are giving little chance to the Maya. So like it should be very firm. Okay, I don't have to break the four regulative principles. Then Maya is not going to come there. Even like Prabhuji said, na, like Nama Prabhuji said, like when you decide I'm not going to take the wine, then you have to very firm to these principles. But like you say, but when inside your mind when you say, okay, sometimes I take, then Maya get the chance to come and Maya get the chance to harass you. But yeah, but when you decide, like, okay, in this life, in this my life, I'm not going to take the wine, so like Maya don't get the chance. So by deciding and by deciding in this way, like we are not giving Maya to chance. So we have to give everything to Krishna, we have to give 100% to Krishna, then Maya will not get the chance. But like we do cheating with the Krishna, we do cheating with the Krishna. That's why we give the chances to Maya to harass us. We have the desires. By doing the material things, I can be happy, and like we still have this thinking that I can stay comfortably and happy in this place. Even Krishna is saying it is a dukkhalaya, because we are not having a complete faith in Krishna. Na? So yes, so restlessness and fickleness of a mind we can control by simply fix our mind in Krishna's lotus feet. And like every time, like when we are having the material thoughts, we have to make them the spiritual thought. And this is the homework for this human life. We have to convert all the material desires to the spiritual desires. And this requires efforts. Now, it is not going to be easy. And like yogis try to control their mind by artificial things, like they try to create vacuum, but this is not possible, because like mind has nature, as a water has a nature to weight something, as a salt has nature to like to be the salty, sugar has nature to be the sweet. So similarly mind has nature to desire, like feeling, willing. It has these things, like it is going continuously, it is going to give you some desires, it is give you something like it is constantly working 24/7. So yes, like so we cannot we cannot create the vacuum, but like we can change our material desires to the spiritual desires. So one always thinks of a Krishna and how to serve Krishna the best, and one's mind will naturally control. So to control mind, like we have to constantly think, okay, what should I do so Krishna will be pleased, and how can I serve Krishna better? Then our mind can be controlled. So today we completed the Vacho Vegam and Manso Vegam. So from tomorrow we will start with the Krodho Vegam. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare
So
Krishna
please
Mata.
revise,
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
please
Mataji.
revise the points
Hare Krishna
what we have
Mataji.
learned. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So we have to apply everything in our life. Okay. So whatever we learn, we have to apply everything in our life. So from like today, what 3 lessons we can take? Like what is the real atonement? That like real knowledge is that like we have to follow the standard process. So like, and we need to be trained, so we have to train ourselves, and we have to be ready for doing tapasya. Okay. And like, for that, like we have to follow the 4 regulative principles. This is the first. And second is like we have to control the speaking power, that vacho vegam. And like because like how we can control by glorifying the Lord, and like we don't have to do the gossiping, or don't have to speak about the material things like a newspaper, film actors, etc., etc., and what going in a society. Okay. So by doing the Krishna katha, we can control this speaking ability. And like how to control the mind, by simply fixing our mind to the lotus feet of Krishna. Oh, how can I please Krishna, and how can I serve Krishna better? And we have to and by like changing the material desires into the spiritual desires. And for everything, like a reading and hearing is very important. And like when we are chanting, like our cheto darpan marjanam, our heart full of dirt getting clean. So please utilize your time, and austerity is like to take out the time for Krishna. So whatever time you get, the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, you have to take out for Krishna, and you can read the Srila Prabhupada books, or like you can do the chanting even on the fingers. Okay. Hare Krishna, happy Krishna conscious day.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. And please
Hare
practice the
Krishna.
shloka 1. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.